Have you ever been told that if you want something, you just have to fight for it? Well, I'm pretty sure this makes sense for you because nothing is free. But the reality for modern women looks completely different.
The thing, though, that upset me is when you said 300-pound people don't deserve love, which...
No. I said nobody deserves love. Like, the whole point is people think that they are entitled to things. And women think they are entitled to love. Men aren't that delusional. I said you don't deserve a man that makes 6 figures if you're 300 pounds. Guys that make 6 figures tend to date thin women. They tend to date the most beautiful, attractive women on the planet. I don't think I am entitled to dating a man that makes 6 figures. But for some reason, chicks think they are. That's like a broke bum saying, I deserve, I don't even want to say Victoria's Secret model because they look different nowadays, but like a supermodel. I deserve Beyonce. You would look at him like he's insane. For some reason, chicks think they can do this.
Nobody deserves anything. As a man, you might have been a gentleman with a woman, but she felt free to ghost you out of the blue. Is that sad? Yes, but you moved on and found better options. These women feel like they deserve the best men, even though they don't meet the requirement of being fit, aka one of the 3 Fs. Pearl's analogy about broke bums is fantastic. A man with extra pounds who doesn't even make ends meet, lives with his mom and doesn't take care of his fitness, just can't expect women to desire him. The woman on the clip, though, claims that she deserves love even if she's 300 pounds. Well, I'm sure her mama and some friends love her just the way she is, but not many guys will find her attractive. Broke, sedentary men are not allowed to say crazy things like they deserve Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, Taylor Swift, or whoever comes to your mind. A man must do the work and hopefully he will land the woman of his dreams. But being a high-value man is nothing but a requisite, whereas these modern women think they can get men no matter their weight. Let's take a look at the comments. Me way back in 1981. No drugs, no smoking, no obesity. A beginning for any solid relationship is that we love ourselves enough to be worthy of a good life partner. Back in the day, relationships were about a fair exchange of value, and being quote-unquote curvy was not accepted. Every man and woman used to take good care of themselves to be attractive to each other, but nowadays, women feel like they don't need to do anything exceptional to deserve love. I hate that the word fat had to be censored. Holy shit, dude. This age of political correctness isn't ending anytime soon. The funny thing is that these words are offensive if they refer to a woman, but a man can be shamed for having this very inadequacy. And yeah, women mock this kind of man despite doing the work to lose the extra pounds. Here's the thing, this applies to men and women, but particularly to women. Overweight is an indicator of physical and mental problems. No man, or woman for that matter, wants that. Women justify their situations and actions with emotions, but taking care of what goes into your body is the lowest form of self-discipline. If a woman can barely take care of herself, she'll hardly do any effort for you. Obviously, men prefer thin ladies just like women prefer taller men, and no one calls them names for that. Serious question. Will the delusion of modern women ever stop? I mean, they've got nothing or little to bring to the table, but sometimes they want top-tier men and top earners without bringing anything to the table. In other words, there's no fair exchange of value. Take a look.
Man of your dreams, $50K per year. Are you taking him?
Absolutely not. Like a good
So how
father
much
to
should
your
your
children.
husband make?
My husband?
Yeah.
I'm 20.
Your 50K is not enough, so how much?
At least $1 million a year.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that's okay. You gotta-
What traits would you
100%.
Here we
bring
go.
to the table to keep that going?
Well, of course, loyalty. I'm an attractive woman, so of course I would attract a man like that. And family values, morality. I come from a good family. I'll take cooking classes. I don't know how to cook, but I'll take cooking classes.
Bruh. Okay.
I don't know what else to say. What else do you need?
So,
Do you think that deserves a $1 million man?
Yeah. Why not?
You don't even know how to cook.
I said I'll take cooking classes.
She dares to say, absolutely not, even if the guy's the man of her dreams. This proves once again that women don't fall in love with a man's potential, but rather with what he already is. Doesn't matter how ambitious you are as a man. If you're broke, women won't even consider you. However, when a woman is poor but brings good traits to the table like respect, loyalty, and listening skills, you might find her more desirable than a boss babe with a high body count and an IG page with thousands of followers. She asks for $1 million man as if making $1 million was the easiest thing to do. She can go and marry a central banker if she values money that much. $50K might not be enough to travel out of the States every weekend, but at least a man can provide for her and secure her a decent lifestyle. But these chicks want their city girl's lifestyle and be a trophy wife despite not being that valuable in the eyes of men. When asked what she brings to the table, she has a hard time finding traits. She even admits that she doesn't cook but would take cooking classes. She doesn't meet that bare minimum requirement, so the man cannot get a homemade dinner once he gets back home from work. She ain't no wife material. My dog will display more loyalty even when I only have $5. A dog will be far more loyal than a chick because once she finds someone better and or you fail to be excellent, she's free to exercise her options without remorse. A dog, though, just wants some cuddling, food, and your mere presence to be happy. For $1 mil, she offers loyalty until the guy with 1.5 mil or more shows up. Female hypergamy is at an all-time high. Now with social media, these chicks believe they're entitled to guys like Ronaldo, LeBron James, and whatnot. No wonder why they're single and, most importantly, unable to have a healthy, long-term relationship. No woman at 20 years old who hasn't done anything worthwhile in her life demanding her husband make $1 million a year cannot possibly come from a good family. A good family would have taught her how to be a good wife, but there she is demanding the moon, the stars, and the entire universe. They're all about the money and not about giving men what they want because, you know, a man's opinions doesn't matter to these girls. If I told you that sometimes women listen and agree with you when you speak facts, would you believe that? Take a look.
Literally, how you feel about putting a for sale sign on your car is how men feel about their women. And I would argue it's not insecure to be that way. If anything, it's insecure for me to tolerate that because I'm scared that you'll leave me. So I'm insecure about where I stand in the relationship. But if I'm secure in the relationship, I'll tell you to your face, I don't like that. And I'm okay with you leaving. I'm very secure myself. But women try to flip it around and say, you telling me that you have boundaries and standards and all this other stuff is insecure. It's actually the opposite. Very secure because he's telling you, I don't like this, and he's willing to let you walk away. Fantastic.
The evidence was so strong that they couldn't help but agree. We live in times of female liberation and all this kind of stuff that is hurting men and inflating women's egos. Women go out there, dress provocatively, and behave badly even when they're in a committed relationship. The thing is that most men don't enforce their boundaries, so these women feel like they can do whatever they want without fearing the consequences. However, when a man is secure of himself, he knows what he wants, and, just like women do, pulls out his long list of requirements, which in fact tends to be a huge win for the woman. Men with standards look for modesty, women who don't hit the club and have no male friends, femininity, etc. If a girl doesn't tick just one of the boxes, she's out. Women love shit-testing men, but once they come across a guy sure of his standards, a woman is either disgusted because she wants to be quote-unquote free or strongly attracted to him. Either way, your standards are obviously sacred, and I'm sure you keep them high. Let's take a look at the comments. Their silence was so loud. That's a perfect oxymoron. You know perfectly that women have a strong need of being right, but shockingly, this time they listened and agreed to the simple yet powerful truth of why men enforce boundaries. Women know it's not insecurity. They say that shit as a form of manipulation. Exactly. It's nothing but a shit test. The problem is that you gotta learn womanese before participating in the dating scene. Otherwise, you get played and cheated on. Thankfully, thanks to this content, you're learning a bit of womanese anyway, right? They just had their minds blown. Maybe my ex wasn't insecure after all. Her exes might have wished the best for her, but she looks like she would rather marry her IG page and all the DMs she gets on the regular. But that has an end since beauty, youth, and fertility doesn't last forever. Back in the day, women would show off their husbands and kids, but now they show off how wanted they are. By wanted, I mean just for bedroom purposes, and that's it. Take a look.
I know a lot
get
of
what you're
unhappy
saying,
men in
but-
relationships right now with 21 and 22-year-olds. So, baby, please don't listen to him. Because at
No,
the end
no,
of the
I'm
day,
not
you
worried
make
about
yourself
age.
From
happy.
girls.
You make
Dog
yourself
shit
happy.
advice.
That's the
Oh, God.
only thing that matters.
Dog fart advice.
Period.
She's 34 and single.
And I'm happy, baby.
If you say so.
Happy.
Stop the cap.
Mad guys after me.
Yeah,
Ain't
but
giving them
sex,
time
that don't
to
mean
date.
nothing.
Having
They wanna
guys
smash.
after you that want sex is
Yeah,
nothing
like-
to flex
They already
about.
got sex.
Yeah, of course.
And they still want me.
What?
So what?
They want you
what?
for more sex.
They already got me. It's been years. It's been years of sex and they still want me.
They
What's
want
the
more
point?
sex.
What?
They want more
Well,
sex.
why they want it from a 34-year-old when they can get it from a 21-year-old?
Because the value's not high enough to get the 24-year-old.
Oh,
Thank you.
It's easy.
Yeah,
So they gotta-
now it's
easy,
because of that.
well never runs
Because
dry.
men only look at women for looks.
She's 34 years old and single, but that's not everything. She's masculine, proud of her rotation of men, and showing off how happy she is with her current lifestyle. It's not as if the guys behind her are fighting against each other to end up with her in the altar. Not at all. They just want to end up with her in bed, try different positions, and leave it at that. Oh, and if they come back, it's just because the is good, so they want some more. Women used to be more modest in the past, and although they were just as hypergamous as they are today, they looked for a guy to show him off to her female friends and even society. The man was respected, and she was happy that she got a good husband. In contrast, modern women show off how good they're in bed, how many men desire them sexually, and how happy they are fighting against fictitious ideas such as the patriarchy. It's been years of and they still want me, she said. Good for you. Who knows what your notch count is and how low your value can get after banging men left and right. All in all, the men in her rotation are not trying to wife her up, but rather use her recreationally. She might realize her lifestyle is not good for her, but it looks like the side effects of hitting the wall are severe. Let's take a look at the comments. They go for the same reason a stray cat goes to an easily available food source. Have you ever wondered why a bag of Cheetos is cheaper than a bag of walnuts? Yeah, Cheetos are damn good and accessible, but they're not healthy at all. This girl is like a bag of Cheetos because she's cheap and every guy in the hood has had a taste of her. They already got she says this proudly even though it clearly identifies her as someone who has been plowed again and again with no sign of a ring. She's pretty much showing off how promiscuous she is. As mentioned before, back in the day, women would show off their husbands to get status, but these days, having a high body count and even a whole waiting list and rotation of men is a better option to be deemed as a successful woman. This is the era of decay, guys. Is she actually flexing that guys keep getting sex from her without commitment? Boy, they really don't get it, do they? She's being used over and over again and seems very happy with her choices. Her beauty will fade away sooner or later, and since her eggs will be hardly functional, only simps will want to wife her up after she's been run through by the entire block. Guys, some women and even simps are so insane that they do anything to protect their ideologies. Do you know these bigots who support whatever their political party does just because it's their party and not the opposition? You know what I'm talking about. That's why most modern women would pick feminism over lower gas prices even though they're losing tons of money. However, this woman thinks differently.
Protect feminism or low gas prices?
I guess low gas prices because ever since the feminist movement, it's been a lot harder for me to find a guy to pay my bills. And all of a sudden I have to work and I have to do all these things. And I honestly don't want to work. I would rather stay in the kitchen. Mind you, I need some cooking classes, but I think I could take a couple cooking classes and make somebody really happy.
Okay, that was actually like so sweet at the end. That seemed very genuine. I thought the first part of like, I just want a guy to pay my bills, like that's yeah. But also, I mean, valid point. There was a time when women did not have to work. I mean, they could if they wanted to, but these days, like somebody commented and said, yeah, let's go back to a world where the normal couple can live off of one income. Blame the government and their taxes. That is the reason why we cannot. Somebody else said, I'm actually sad the comments are saying this is the woman they want. Wow. Men want a woman who will cook for them and, turn their house into a home? That is shocking.
Some chicks cannot believe that still some men want women who will cook for them and turn their houses into homes. But yeah, that's what men want. Do men want combative, argumentative, obnoxious, loud women? Hell no. You'd rather stay single. A woman should be an asset to your life and not just a gold digger who stays with you just because you've got some money in the bank. The interviewed woman confessed what most women know deep down. Ever since feminism became a thing, plus the astronomical taxes and cost of living, it's really hard to live off one income. Consequence? Women gotta work too, so they get exposed to lots of masculine energy for the most part, make some money, and believe they need no men. But shockingly, she admitted that she just can't find a man who would pay her bills while she's cooking some meals for him. And as she says, she will make her man really happy just by doing that. Men are fairly simple, and after working long hours, the last thing you want to do is argue over a toilet seat up. Most men don't come back home and have a woman who has made dinner for them. That's the sad reality. But at least there are some women willing to do this to please a man and quit their jobs. Let's take a look at the comments. She knows herself to point out her own flaws. She's a real one for sure. A woman like that is very scarce. Most women out there think they're 10s when they're the most average or even below average women you can think of. When a man has flaws, he just gotta work to remove them. But when a woman has flaws, she's told to just accept herself and call out the men who don't want her just the way she is. The last part, but I think I could take a couple cooking classes and make someone really happy, is really sweet. Relationships should be a fair exchange of value and not just the woman extracting resources from a man. If you're providing for your woman, the least she can do for you is cook you a good meal. And trust me, that will make you more happy than a chick with bedroom skills but nothing else to offer. I love that she's like, I want a guy to pay my bills and I'm willing to work for that. And that's the point. Want a high value man that provides for her? She's got to do the work, aka be a homemaker, listen to him, and find the common good instead of her selfish interests. Let me be a bit controversial. Since women don't reward the behavior of nice guys, no wonder why these men are nowhere to be found. Bad boys, in contrast, easily bang women without feeling guilty. Take a look.
It's just, this is how relationships start nowadays. They start, like, how many times have you heard of a situationship? So, and it seems like you've been in a situationship.
I haven't.
Okay, then what else would you call sleeping with someone?
Friends with benefits, is that not
situationship? Yeah, that's a situationship.
Okay,
yeah. So if you're in a friends with benefits situation, that's uncommitted. So what else is he doing? Your side chick.
There's no contract between the man and the woman. Therefore, just like the woman is free to sleep around, the man can easily go out there and get multiple side chicks and even a whole rotation of women. And if she can't accept that, well, she could have just said she wanted out of the relationship in the first place. Modern women don't know anything about the word commitment, but hate a careless guy who bangs women left and right because, you know, that's immoral. The good old days of getting married as virgins, building families, and having lots of beautiful kids is a thing of the past. Nowadays, women allow guys to bang them on the first couple of dates or even in minutes, but still wonder where the nice guys are. Instead of getting to know the man at hand first, modern women let their emotions rule their minds, so if the guy's got enough game, he can easily take any woman to his apartment. And if that guy happens to be a bad boy, he can easily ghost her with no regrets. With that being said, do women still wonder why men don't take them seriously? She's just acting as if she doesn't know what's going on. Exactly. She is acting either innocent or like that situationship wasn't a big deal. Modern women sleep around because they believe they can be like men, but in reality, that behavior has severe consequences. For example, guys who can think of her as a side chick. I was in a situationship for 7 months. The girl hooked up with a guy unprotected without telling me and caught an STD, then gave it to me. Promiscuous women are disgusting. Guys, it goes without saying that hookup culture is evil. This guy's comment is nothing but a proof of that. A woman might fool you into thinking she's pure and has all her STD tests done, but remember that women are allowed to lie and face no consequences nonetheless. Love the euphemisms for being sexually promiscuous. That's a huge punchline. The age of political correctness is not going away anytime soon, and instead of speaking the raw truth, women prefer covering their questionable behavior with well-sounding terms. But in reality, these chicks ain't nothing but hoes, and as Chris Brown said, these hoes ain't loyal. Leftover women, damaged goods, and the like shame men for not wanting to marry them. The cons outweigh the pros, and no man is settling down with a random woman just because he feels a bit wanted. Take a look.
Women are afraid of commitment because they feel like they're going to lose their life, which is a false fear. Men are afraid of commitment because they fear they're going to lose their livelihood, which is a real fear.
Think about this, man. You work hard, bust your ass all through your 20s, and now you're finally starting to attract women. And now you're being told to settle down real quick with some chick that's 30 plus also, while she had her fun in her 20s, just screwing away all her value on yachts, private parties, and islands. No, of course that guy doesn't want to settle down and get married. Then there's the real fear of I could lose most of what I've worked for a better part of a decade. Some men their whole lives.
Society has promoted the idea that men and women are equal, so women have internalized that idea and decided to sleep around, rack up bodies, and even have rotations of men in their 20s. However, during that decade, men hardly get girls because they've just started building themselves up. While a man works for his value, women decrease it. Once you're up there with all your money, status, confidence, sense of style, game, and whatnot, you might attract lots of girls, so you're free to pick and choose. Since you've worked hard for your stuff, you're not marrying any random woman without knowing she could be a good wife or mother of your children. Despite this logic, women can't accept the fact that men are not committing or dating women their age, just like these chicks who are over 30 slept with men over 20. Now men over 30 are free to pick and choose 20-year-old women or just not commit to anyone. Why should I pay for an old high-mileage used car if I can get a new one for half price? Men usually take their time to pick a new car, and they should do the same when picking women. Women use men like ATMs, but get upset when we compare them with cars. Well, just like she compared you with the Bank of America. If they label you as profit, label them as recreation. They think of men in terms of what they're getting from them and not what they can give to them. Support, intimacy, and listening skills is all men ask for, but these women just want the money, VIP treatment, and private jets. So men are not thinking of them as faithful wives, but only temporary bedroom fun. I'm tired of people telling me I'm looking for perfection when I'm just looking for someone who isn't damaged goods or ran through more than a racetrack. Men don't ask for too much, but you know, asking for a woman with a low body count and modesty is a bit too much. These women decrease their value by banking multiple guys, but wonder why men don't take them seriously once their beauty is gone, but their entitlement is intact. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment.